And welcome back to Rastazrealities. Thank you once again for checking in. If you're new to the channel, if you'd be so kind to subscribe, like, and even comment. Let me know what's on your mind. I got a quick story for you all. For the subscribed and the unsubscribed. So I'm a security supervisor at the Water Tower Place in the downtown Chicago area, for those who are familiar. And on Fridays and Saturdays, we have something here called PGR, Parental Guidance Restrictions. That means anybody 17 and under must be accompanied by an adult 21 and over. Otherwise, you can't come in. I assume that that's implemented to mitigate some of the nonsense that young children, boys and girls, teenagers, it's there to mitigate some of the nonsense that the young people will do and have done. And so I'm in the front lobby. And, I'm turning people away. I'm directing them to the sign that's visible. It's nice and large. It's right there as soon as you walk in the door, to help them understand why I'm doing what I'm doing. And so this young man approaches. He approaches the escalator, and I stop him. And as I'm explaining to him the reason why I stopped him and directing him towards the sign for him to verify, up comes this guy. I was going to say the young boy's father, but I'm not going to call him a father. I'm going to call him a dad, and you'll see why, or a specimen donor. You'll see why as the story progresses. And so he approaches me, why do you stop my son? And I'm explaining to him what I just explained to his son, and even directed him towards the sign that's visible in the front lobby. And instead of thanking me for doing so, or verifying the sign as I'm directing him to, he goes and tries to get ethnically ignorant on me. He tries to bait me into an emotional conversation regarding ethnic backgrounds. And what I mean is, he said things like, "Why you stop my son?" and you didn't stop the white people and the Asian people and the so and so and them and so and so and them. At this point, I disengaged, literally turned around while he was still speaking and walked away from him. To some, that could be viewed as rude, and I can't say that I don't care, because I do, but I don't care when someone is speaking ignorant to me or trying to bait me into me beating their ass, because that's what's going to happen. And then I'll end up spending some time behind bars at the police station. So, to mitigate that nonsense, I'll turn around and walk away from you in a heartbeat. A blink of an eye. I don't care about that stuff. So he's, the guys, I can still hear him talking. He's still talking shit up the escalator. And I'm thinking, like, wow, this guy is something wrong with him, for him to be doing that. So anyway, later on in the evening, as it's coming down to the what do you call it? The end parts of the day. The mall is probably an hour away from closing. And after checking on my employees, making sure everybody was okay, making sure they are where they're supposed to be, I come down the rear of the Water Tower Place in Chicago. And lo and behold, who's down there? It's the same guy down there with his son. And so he stops me. And this time I'm gonna give him a chance. In my mind, I'm thinking, okay, maybe he wants to apologize. Maybe he finally understood. Wrong. He asks me, why did I stop his son? Why did I stop him and his son? When in actuality, I only stopped his son. And once again, he's trying to bait me into this emotional conversation regarding ethnic backgrounds about me doing doing what it is that I do. So my only comeback after listening to him fully was to inform him that he has not been with me my entire shift, and you're speaking out of ignorance. You don't know who I stopped. Do you know that this guy literally admitted that he was speaking out of ignorance?
Wow.
Willful ignorance?
You stupid.
And I said to him, I refuse to stand here and be a fool with you because of your assumptions. And once again, I turned around and walked away. You know, this guy attempted to speak with the people above me and took my words and twisted them into something that was very nasty, something that the people above me know that I would not say or participate in. That wasn't the ass kicker. That wasn't the ass kicker. The ass kicker, or at least my takeaway was the fact that we had this young boy in this grown man's body who was teaching his son the most fucked with people on the planet, melanated people. He was teaching his son how to behave like an emotional male, or overly emotional male, should I say. Or he was teaching him to behave in a feminine way, sell wolf tickets, write tickets that your ass couldn't cash, things of that nature. And essentially teaching him how to get killed or severely injured by other people on the planet who don't tolerate that type of nonsense. And this goes for cops, security guards, and just regular people. It was very disheartening to have that back and forth with him in front of his son. It was just, it was bad. It was real bad. But for the most part, I hope that the young man, the young gentleman, does not pick up that bad way, that negative way, the negative nonsense that his father showed him to behave like. I hope he has the wherewithal, the common sense, and the logic not to repeat what he experienced, and or use it as a logical crutch to become a better being better. And that's the reality.